Let's see what's the latency of the Foxeer Legend3 1080p50 magic box. Here it's around 75 milliseconds. Pretty consistent. I just moved the cursor all the way from the switch on signal. So the first occurrence, which is around 75 milliseconds. Now we'll switch the cam into NTSC mode, which should be a bit faster. There you see the steady image on the monitor. Put it in the magic box once more. And you see that by moving to NTSC, you get a bit better latency figures from 75 to, I'd say, 65. So you win 10 milliseconds. Next thing we try now is recording. I started the recording in 1080p 60 and see if the cam recording changes the latency. No, it doesn't. Actually made it better. No, yeah, 61, but it's 1080p 60. Switched it off. No, it's okay. Yeah, we're down at 55. Maybe it needs to warm up a bit. Yeah. NTSC is a bit better than PAL here from the latency time. Turn on the stabilizer, ICE, electronic image stabilization, which is only available in 1080p 60 or in the lower resolutions. So you can tell that the stabilization is turned on if you lie it down and see that the image moves a bit after it came to a stop. So see if this affects the latency. Maybe. No. Still around the 60 milliseconds mark. And that's pretty amazing how the human eye can trick you by just watching the screen and the finger method. I thought with the stabilizer it's a terrible lot of latency, and without it's better, but it's the same. A really high resolution like the top 4K 30. Oh, the latency. Yeah, it somewhat feels laggier. Maybe it's a bit higher because I hit the high marks. Somewhere between 60 and 70 milliseconds. Which is definitely too high for an unstabilized multicopter. But I think it would be fine for a plane, just not if you fly at proximity. So 4K, we can also try to record something in 4K and see if that affects, but I don't think that it will change the picture drastically. No. Okay. So we're fine. Final thoughts. Foxeer Legend around 70 milliseconds, which is higher than the Runcam HDs, but this has a higher image quality. The stabilization is a nice feature, so this is really currently my favorite 4K capable HD cam to be used on a plane. So while we have the Foxeer connected, check the image quality of the Foxeer a bit. I mean, it has really vibrant colors. It's nicely usable. There's a Liveout. Yeah, I can feel the latency by moving it. Light and white balance adjustments, of course, not as fast. Looking into bright, dark. Yeah, of course it's a bit slower than the ultra fast racing cams, dedicated FPV cams. but for a HD cam you don't want those fast movements anyways, I guess. So definitely usable. I like how the frame, I'm in 4:3 mode here on this monitor, and how it fills almost all the screen without messing up the aspect ratio. And this is something in NTSC mode, it fills more of the screen than in PAL mode. In PAL I have more black borders on top and bottom, but you will see this in my next flights with the XUV MiniTalon. So some of you guys that asked what is the video quality, here it is. It's nice. Up there is the new Tech 1 FPV 900 wing. Is it the Runcam2 in NTSC mode? Put it in the box and do a few measurements. We're at lovely 31 milliseconds. Just doing a few. 22. 20 to 30 milliseconds. See if recording effects, latency, milliseconds are nice. I swapped to the Runcam3 here, and I already did show this in my Runcam review. The latency is really low. So we're down to the 25 or 30 milliseconds and only lose one frame, which is really nice. So the Runcams always shine with latency, with low latency. Okay, so this really was some quick and easy tests on the Legend3, on the Runcam HD here, and on the Runcam3. We've seen that the Foxeer Legend has a higher latency, so that's not desirable, but the processor here has to do a lot of work. It has a higher pixel count, and I really love the 2.5K 60 frames mode. I will try to use the 4K 30 frames as well, but in motion, I mean for time-lapse or for situations where the camera is to be placed fixed somewhere on a tripod, 4K 30 is okay, but for me in movements 4K 30 doesn't look too good here. For me it only works on the Mavic, which has superb stabilization, and you can't use the image stabilization on 4K 30, the CPU just is not strong enough. Yeah, on the plane I rather have this than the Runcam3. The split, yeah, now the split, I have it in my Vortex and I don't want to move it back and forth. Split would be a nice option maybe as well. Yeah, one really important note about using this as your Liveout. I mean, there are always people that don't like to use Liveout of HD cams because the HD cam can freeze up, Liveout can just stop working while you fly, which is a terrible thing to happen because then you're blind. Here, the one issue that I have a nice cabling situation on my MiniTalon that I will show you in one of the next videos. Everything is fine and I can even remove the battery to save more weight, which is not a big deal on a bigger plane. But without the battery, it can get in situations where this cam reboots while recording, and if it then starts again, it asks you nicely if you want to recover the movie and see in the DVR footage here how this looks. I mean, he asks you that question, blocking the whole image. Please, Foxeer, in a firmware update, do remove this question, or at least make it on a transparent level so that you have it but you can fly your plane back. And I'm so glad that I did on my first flights with the MiniTalon. I just flew line of sight and recorded the Liveout, which is a good idea, by the way, because I saw that this happened in mid-flight or just ruin your day. So make sure if you use this as a Liveout cam that you use the battery for a buffer. Love using the oscilloscope for latency measurements. It's so easy now for me to move back and forth and have a millisecond reading here. It's really a nice device. Okay, so thanks for watching this quick video. Hope all the questions are answered. If you have some suggestions which cams to compare, leave me a note. I mean, I already heard guys asking for the Foxeer Monster versus Runcam Eagle 2. Maybe this would be a good idea. I will try to compare those two cams as well soon. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't and hit the bell icon if you haven't to make sure to get my videos all the time. Thanks. Ciao.
You